Vibrant despite cancer. The power of psychological support. Welcome, everyone. Nice to have you back on board. I am so glad you are here. This is your channel, or if you know anyone who is undergoing cancer treatment, please have them join this channel and subscribe. Over the past 6 episodes, we have covered a lot of grounds together, from the initial shock of diagnosis to the decision around surgery, radiation, hormone treatment, chemo, all the way to the importance of keeping our bodies strong through exercise, hydration, and nutrition. If you haven't seen those videos yet, I encourage you to go back and watch them. Every piece of the puzzle counts. But today, I want to talk about something that I believe is just as important as any of those physical strategies, and that is the health of our minds and spirit. We are talking about psychological support, and I have done this in a way we have done everything on this channel, with positivity, with honesty, and with a focus on what we can do to keep strong and energized and minimize the side effects. I have learned that cancer will test your body, but it will test your sense of identity, your sense of purpose, your ability to see the future. And we are the people who navigate that. We are going through this journey. We are cancer partners. You are not alone. And I want to talk first about our cancer partners. Again, all of us here on this channel, or the people that you know, are managing these treatments and going through a new reality. And together, cancer partners, we can offer something that very few people can, even our family members, the feeling of being truly understood. Personally, I call this the walk that changes everything. From the very start of my treatment, I started going for walks, very often with another cancer partner. And we would chat and talk, sometimes on short walks, sometimes longer. We talked about our treatments or fears, our frustrations, and we talked about life. We had fun. We exchanged jokes. We talked about travels and food and kids and the news. And sometimes we didn't speak very much. We just walked peacefully in nature. I found that to be in nature, to walk in the company of someone who truly gets it, is something powerful and relaxing. I did not have to explain myself. I encourage you to look for your own cancer partner. They might be your treatment partners, somebody in your support group, but finding even one such person makes a real difference. And we know that there is something particular about walking. We know from the research that physical movement lifts the mood, reduces anxiety, and gives us a sense of agency over our bodies. When you combine this with meaningful human connection, the effect is multiplied significantly. So again, whether it is a 20-minute soft walk or a stroll or a hike in the mountain, that is powerful. Personally, I try to push a little bit more every day, to go a little bit faster, to go up a steeper climb, to really get a little bit out of breath, and it is a powerful element. And another thing I really found important is to keep our mind curious. Yes, we are going through treatment. And yes, we are surrounded by these cancer matters. But to keep curious about the world, one of the most insidious things cancer can do is to shrink your world. Pain, fatigue, and fear can make it tempting to withdraw from life, to put plans on hold. So giving yourself something to look forward to, something exciting, to keep being curious about life, about things, really makes a difference. Travel, in my case, has made a difference. It doesn't mean that you have to go around the world, but just a daily outing with your partner, your wife, your husband, a long drive through beautiful scenery, a night in a hotel in a new place. What matters is the planning, the anticipation, the experience of stepping outside your everyday environment. There is a strong evidence that having something to look forward to is genuinely therapeutic. It activates the brain's reward system. It shifts our focus from what we are enduring to what we are heading towards. And it reminds us that life has texture and excitement, and there is richness in life beyond the clinic and the treatment. I personally believe that all of us in treatment deserve a trip, a small adventure, even modest. And personally, I kept working part time during the whole treatment, as difficult as it was sometimes, on my international assignment. As I mentioned in earlier videos, I traveled to places like the Ukraine and Zimbabwe despite the treatments, despite having to change my pads 5 times a day, as I have mentioned before, sometimes in acrobatic conditions. But this really kept my mind busy. Sometimes I even forgot about my treatment and my cancer, and I was excited. I was happy. So that was part of my work. And of course, it is deeply personal. Every situation is different, but I want to gently push back against the idea that stepping back is always the right answer. Staying connected to either your professional life, an exciting hobby can provide structure to your days, a sense of contribution, intellectual stimulation, and a satisfaction of still showing up in the world as a capable, productive, interesting person. That matters very much psychologically. It reminds you and everyone around you that you are so much more than your diagnosis. Networking, staying engaged really makes a big difference. You still have something to offer, and this is profoundly healing. I personally do a bit of hand holding for other cancer partners to mentor them on physical exercise, nutrition, hydration. We walk together. I help them to plan exciting outings or small trips. And I also counsel, I also advise small businesses. That is very rewarding. As you have heard on the previous videos, exercising, going to the gym is important. I personally go to the gym every day, but more than just the exercise, more than just the fitness, the social element is important. We are fundamentally social creatures, and isolation is one of the most damaging things that can happen to us during a health crisis. The research is clear. People with strong social connections have better health outcomes, better psychological resilience, and even better survival rate. This is not just soft science, it is biology. For me, the gym is kind of a sacred ground. I go there, it's a place to exercise, but it's a community. It's a place where we are known, where people notice if you are not there. We have our routines, we see familiar faces, we exercise, we work out, but we have a sense of belonging. And regularity is enormously important during treatment. Talk to your doctor and to a knowledgeable trainer, as we have seen in previous videos, and see if you can start and do that. Some days you might only do a fraction of what you did the day before. That's fine. The point is to show up, to be in this environment, to have a connection with your physical self, and consider exploring something new in this respect. Family conversation is also important, and it will color your relationship with your family to make your home feel an extension, a positive extension. I also encourage you to invite other conversation with your family, just not about your treatment, but what's going on in their life, in their work, in their dreams. Share stories, have fun, laugh. Laughing is so therapeutic. Being honest without being heavy, and it is important to pretend that not everything is perfect. Your family can handle more honesty than you might think. And being honest with your family, with your circle of friends at the gym, with your cancer partners, allows them to be genuinely present. The goal is conversation that are fun, honest, not consumed by fear. And in closing this video today, you are vibrant despite all of that. Let me leave you with this today. The word I keep coming back to, the word that is the heart of this whole channel, the heart of this channel is vibrant. Not surviving, not coping, not getting through. Vibrant, alive, engaged, connected, purposeful, and fully present in your own life, even in the middle of your treatment, or like me, after undergoing 3 years of heavy treatment. The vibrancy doesn't come from ignoring hard things. It comes from surrounding yourself with people who walk alongside, from keeping your mind curious, your calendar full of things worth looking forward to. It comes from staying present in your social life, your family life. It comes from letting people love you and from loving them back. Cancer is not the last chapter of your story. It is just a chapter, and you are the one writing your chapter. Thank you so much for being with me today. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. Leave a comment below. Tell me what is working for you psychologically during your treatment. Your experience might be exactly what someone needs. Until next time, stay active, stay connected, stay curious, stay vibrant, and remember, you are like a candle. You can light up many more candles without losing any of your brightness. So until next time, I wish you health and happiness. Thank you.